Now that is a pretty idyllic scene. Hey everyone, Mark here. I am at Waterfowl Lakes Campground. It's a very nice lake. You can see it from the Icefields Parkway highway. And today I'm going to go do Kefren and Cirque Lake. Cirque Lake first because it looks like it's longer and not as fun. So the longer one first. Normally you have to park at a trailhead outside the campground, but I asked the wonderful park lady if I could park here inside the campground at this little designated parking area, and she said it was fine, so awesome. I always enjoy a nice slow moving creek, but it's moving enough to make that little babbling noise, which has got to be one of the most peaceful noises. It must be ingrained in us humans. If we can hear water, it relaxes us, because if we hear water, then we know that we are near water. And water is, back in the old days especially, water is life. So, naturally the sound of it gives you a feeling of peace deep down. So far, I'm kind of walking, skirting along the campground. And honestly, I don't know what that is. I'll flash it up on the screen if I figure it out. And there's trails all over the place because campers come in here and hike, so tiny bit confusing, but not bad. Just following the creek. Pretty sure that's the right way to go. Okay, I guess this would be the official trailhead. We got Kefren Lake, 3.5 kilometers one way, and Cirque, 4.2 kilometers one way. Cool. Usual safety permits. And some neat bridges to start. The bridges smell like railroads, railroad ties. I like that smell. Yes, it's another smoke-filled day. If you're wondering why I'm hiking this hike, it's because it's another smoke day, and there's no point going and doing elevation hikes on a smoke day, because you're doing all kinds of work. You're climbing your brains out way up high, and then you got nothing to see because of smoke. So I'm not going to go do like Wilcox Pass and such, unless it's an amazing, a blue sky day, and then I'll have the best hike ever. No, in this case, I'm going to go bang off some other trails. It's funny, this morning, I was thinking about the fact that I like going and doing all the trails. Now, I consider myself to be not a vain person. I have an 11.5-year-old car, which is unsuitable for this. I got it stuck the other day trying to go down Celestine Road. I don't worry too much about nice clothes, nice things, nice, condo, that sort of thing. I mean, I don't live in one. I own one, but I don't live in one. I rent it out. But it occurred to me this morning that wanting to go do all the trails is a vanity all on its own. So I might not be vain in the respect that I haven't bought into what the corporations have desperately tried to sell me through commercials and magazines and such. But I am vain in the sense that I want to go do all the trails. So, yeah, a little self-realization this morning. That's what happens when you get out in nature. You walk around, you spend time on your own. Sometimes a little inner reflection just happens. That's a unique looking bridge. I think they brought old railroad ties out here. Not bad considering, I mean, they're treated and everything, and they probably get burned up in a fire or something in order to dispose of them, so why not use them for a backcountry bridge? That was a bit of a hill climbing over. Nothing too major, just enough to get the circulation going. Should be almost coming up to the T in the trail. I don't see it yet though. Gotta say, I'm not one to complain. I try not to. I do my best not to. At a certain point, I realize that complaining is an end on itself and really doesn't. Oh, jeez. Really doesn't accomplish anything. You can complain and complain and complain and complain and complain. Some people just do it for the sake of it, and that's what happens. If you complain long enough, it just becomes a thing, part of your day. Anyway, I've had like 18 days off. I booked it off for the North Boundary Trail. That didn't happen, but boy, the smoke has really, it's been tough. I haven't been able to do any elevation hikes. I did Cirque Lake. Now there was 2 sunny days. Well, there was 3 really. The third one was my last day hiking out of Canadian Lake, so it barely counts. But there was 2 sunny days, and they were fantastic. So I won't complain. One of them was Snowbird Pass, which was just, oh, it was unbelievable. I was so happy to have a Sunday for that. But then I took a few days off and rested my bod. And those days were sunny. Well, as soon as I came back to start day hiking in Jasper, and now in the Saskatchewan River crossing area, it's been smoke every day. Every day. Another railroad tie bridge. They're making good use of them. Well, I'm making the best of it, but it's starting to wear on me. I think this is the 4th day in a row I've been hiking in the smoke. I'm finding hikes that I'm not hugely interested in. They're low-level hikes. Oh my God, so many railroad ties. But you don't even need them. Man, Banff takes, is this just me or Banff take better care of their parks? There's just more money here. But yeah, trying to hike uninteresting hikes, just hikes that I can bang off, and I probably won't do them again, or maybe I will. I find that they're amazing, and I would like to do it again on a sunny day and see the views, then why not? But yeah, the smoke is wearing on me. Well, here we have a newer sign, which has been scratched up a lot. Wow. I don't know if I've ever seen one of these brown signs so scratched up. But here we've got way more interesting signs. Yay! Cirque and Kefren, spelled with a CH. I know that right now it's smoky and crappy, So I'll do Cirque first, which is supposed to be not as fun, in the hopes that Kefren will be better in like an hour or two when I end up back there. But yeah, I would also just like to get the lesser of the two lakes taken care of, and then I finish on a better note. I find this funny. They've got all those railroad tie bridges that are over like almost nothing. Nothing. And then you got this stream of water. Someone's put down a bunch of little tree crossings. It's still a rock hop, but I find that pretty funny. All I gotta say, this is not what I really expected for Cirque Lake. It's been a slow descent. Slow. Down, down, down. I expected flat and then some climbing, but it's going to be climbing on the way back. That's what it's going to be. Oh, a rare tree is down. I think this is the first one I'm going to have to climb over on this trail so far. It's in pretty good shape. Mysteries. Here's the Cirque Lake Trail and an old trail going down to, it appears, Mistaya River, which, by the way, apparently that's what that river was. Maybe on the way back, go check it out. I don't know. Who knows? Keep going to Cirque Lake. Well, neat little pond in the middle of all this. And there you can see a bit of a mountainside, and probably there would be some cool stuff there, if not for the smoke. And I just wanted to show that there are some views on this trail. I think I'm almost to Cirque Lake. Okay, so apparently you get to an outlet stream, which I haven't really spotted yet. You can certainly hear it though. And then the climbing begins. Climb. Cool. Well, the outlet creek is pretty cool, because it is basically a torrent. The thing is, that the trail doesn't actually follow the creek very much. It goes away from it a lot, which is kind of too bad. But it does come back to it every so often. It is pretty cool. This is definitely the climbing portion. They talk about how it's 80 meters of elevation gain. What they don't mention is that at the beginning you descend a bunch. So you're climbing higher than 80 meters. It's just 80 meters from the trail, from the trailhead. So very rooty. Signs of a lot of use, which is great. Does expose all the roots though to weakens all the trees around the trail, but that's just part of it. No way to get around that. I always appreciate a good torrent. I'm not sure if you would call this a torrent, kind of a never-ending waterfall type creek, but I'm just going to call it one anyway, based on Yates Torrent on the Coleman Glacier Trail. I think this is a torrent. I have to go look that up later. Well, this hike is about 12 kilometers maybe, but it's not the easiest. When you're dealing with roots endlessly like this, it does take some time. You can't just cruise. Gotta watch your step. A lot of rocks, a lot of roots. You can twist your ankle, and then walking like 3 kilometers with sprained, even just slightly sprained ankle sucks. So it's got to be careful, watch your step, pick your spots, that sort of thing, right? Well, I can sure tell you that when I was at that pond, I wasn't almost at Cirque Lake the way I kind of thought. Nice views here. These rocks here, they're just pointing straight up. It's like nature-built cairn. Cool. Okay, so now I think I'm almost at Cirque Lake. Now that is a pretty idyllic scene. Some glacier activity up there. There's one. There's another one. Trail keeps going a bit. Let's see. Maybe I'll get lucky. There's a park bench. If this was Jasper, I would say no way. There's no way there's a bench or anything. But this is Banff National Park, and from what I have observed so far, there's more money in this park. So let's see. Maybe I'll get lucky. Not bad. Crossing an old slide. Well, this trail kind of ends unofficially. I don't think I've really technically got to the end of it. In there is a trail that keeps going, but I mean, look what it goes to. That's a nasty slide over there. As far as crossing, I have my rain gear out. I might put it on and go through that. It has been raining a lot, so if I go through that, like there are branches reaching out and it's not maintained, right? So it would get me soaked. I'm already a bit wet. It's you know, it has been licking at me a bit, so I already plan to put on my rain pants for the walk back and for Cirque Lake. This is pretty idyllic though. I don't know why I've read some bad stuff about this one. It's boring and stuff. This is pretty cool. Oh my, I'm starting to feel raindrops. Give me a break with this weather. Okay, I'll probably hike this just for fun. I know that once I get to that other slide, I'll definitely stop. So I did suit up. It's important to have comfortable rain gear because, man, it's easy to not put your rain pants on because you got to take your shoes off. In my case, I take my knee brace off, and it's a whole thing, right? And so you don't do it, and then your pants get wet, and then, I mean, by that point, it's too late, and yeah. So I've got everything all suited up. The only thing that's no good is my shoes. They will, by walking through this, they will probably get wet. Oh well, you know, wet socks, I have more than one pair of socks. It's just part of the game. Took a little break. I've been walking, it's been 4.2 kilometers. It's my first time having a break, so got to be wary of that, and got to be wary of my water intake because took a pee and it was yellower than it should have been. So more water. This is a pretty lake. So that trail is totally untaken care of, so it's really a route or an animal trail at this point, and it just comes to another rock slide, same one probably. And I mean, I know over there's just another massive rock slide. You really work hard, and I mean really work hard, you could get down over there, check out that outlet feeding the lake, and get right below those glaciers. I've seen a lot of glaciers this year. I'm not eager to go and work hard to see those ones. So yeah, time to head back. Start making my way over to Cirque Lake. Ooh, what's that? Yeah, it's mystery garbage time. Ooh. Oh my God, I'm completely touched. It's not mystery garbage. This is a memorial. Someone just came and put this here. This guy must have, I don't know, he loved this place or something. I've never seen this before. I've seen memorials of like official plaque type things put up on mountains and stuff for famous people or, you know, people who dedicated, so on, so on. So I did open it. It's a memorial from the paper, and a pamphlet from his funeral. I'm very sorry I called this garbage, guys. This is not garbage. This is a man's life. He probably loved it out here, and he probably asked that this be left out here. It's not his ashes or anything, but, you know, when I saw it, I assumed it was a beer can. I mean, that's usually the kind of thing I find out here. I'll put it back exactly where I found it, and rest in peace, sir. Okay, I still haven't left this rock slide. I'm taking a bit of a different route back, and pow. Pretty sure that's a bear spray. This doesn't even seem like it's been out here very long. Like less than a week. There's always that thing, you know. I think I will take it out of here because I don't want this to become permanent garbage out here. But you know, it doesn't look like it's very old. So should I give it to the park ranger? Maybe the people are still around. You know what? People probably wouldn't even check in with the park ranger anyway. But if it looks old, well then you know it's basically worthless and no one even wants it. So anyway, I'll take it out of here. Figure out what to do with it later. Maybe I'll put it aside. I have my own, and you know, I mean, usually you just need one bear spray. Most people go like 10, 15 years and don't even use bear spray once, so. Well, there you go, it's expired. I don't know if that even means anything. I mean, is it just not gonna work? Who knows? One thing I gotta say that's kind of a thing I've seen on trails is if you wander off trail, even just a little bit, you will find toilet paper. Should always try to pee away from water. Oh, there's someone coming. But I mean, look at this. Oh, that sucks. That's pretty funny. So the people that were coming, when I was talking about, bitching about, you know, toilet paper on the trail, inside the lake no less, was like a family of about 5. Of European descent, someplace. They have accents, German probably. Anyway, and you know, they had a whole bunch of bear bells, and I talked about the fact that I found a bear spray and they didn't have one. So I offered it to them, because, you know, when people leave things on the trail, how often do they go to the rangers like a week later and ask? Right? Like never happens. So hell, I offered it to them. They didn't have one and they took it. Why not? It's perfect, a good bear spray. I'll also give it to some people who have plenty of bells but no spray. So why not? You know, I'm happy I grabbed it. Give it to someone who likes it, who wants it, who uses it. It's not just going to go in the garbage. Makes me happy. Okay, so that big group of tourists had the bells. Now, bells, they're a rookie thing. You know, rookie hikers and rookie backpackers use bells. There's a few different reasons for that. One, they're annoying, and there's a lot of bells in the backcountry that have been ripped off and hucked into the bush. 2, you know what I heard those guys? I heard them talking, probably about 70, 80 feet away. That was more effective than the bells, just talking. So I mean, me talking to my YouTube right now is actually more effective than a bell. When I heard the bells was like, they were maybe 20, 30 feet away. Now I'm beside a babbling brook. 20, 30 feet away. That was right by the lake. I'm beside a babbling brook that gets louder when I get lower. And geez, you're gonna be on top of the bear when he finally hears that bell. So, yell. Hello, Mr. Bear! There, I'm good for a kilometer, right? Yeah, those bells, I am not a fan, and most people who've done any amount of hiking and backpacking are also not fans. Well, I decided to hike off trail a little bit, see a bit more of this torrent. It's quite nice. And the beauty is that I saw the trail over there, so I'm not going to have to just climb back up, because I think it'll be easy to get to. Oh, it breaks off in 2 directions. Well, there's been kind of a trail all the way down here, but now that's gone. But I did see the main trail. So, let's see here. Got to get around that big tree. I think that's priority number 1. Oh, there's the trail there. I see it. A lot of these branches are broken off, so I'm not the first person who's done this. Ugh. Oh, this sank pretty good. Ugh. Come on, there you go. Got my other leg over. Walking through some nice soft moss. And now I got a bunch of trees to negotiate again. This is all for your benefit. This would be much easier with 2 hands. I could use my poles. All right, come here. Another tree. Ugh. Here we go. One more. Big one. Ooh, slippery. Okay, I'm not gonna step on that one. It's kind of slippery too, but not as bad. Ugh, there we go. There. Back on the trail. Boom. So I'm back to this little shut down trail. Well, it's actually not shut down. They haven't put anything across this really, except for maybe that. There's no sign saying it's decommissioned. Oh, and toilet paper. Surprise. What I think it goes to, there's 2 waterfowl lakes. So I think this goes to the edge of the other one. And it's really not that far, according to my map app. So I'm gonna check it out until it reaches that lake, or until it degrades to the point where there's just no point. So this is where I'm going. Beyond a faint trail, always look back. Okay, is it obvious? Yeah, it's obvious. It's right there. When I went through a little clearing, right? Always look back, make sure you're not gonna get lost on the way back. It's because it was easy on the way in, doesn't mean it's gonna be obvious the way back. Always take a look. Now that I'm walking through this stuff, my shoes will definitely get wet. Oh well. Okay, according to my app, this is the same torrent that came out of Cirque Lake. So, if this trail did cross here, that trail is pretty overgrown. So, if it did cross, the bridge is long gone. Long gone. The second thing that has happened now is that I've lost the trail. It came into all this, and I mean, it's very mossy. It's overgrown. I did mark it on my app. Last place that, when you start to sense that you're losing the trail, it's becoming difficult, you got to start leaving breadcrumbs on your app. So I have 2 of those. This trail really wasn't going towards Waterfowl's Lake. If it did, it made a sharp turn that I didn't see. This is about where I started to lose the trail. It's just not obvious, and there is no oh, there's one. It's very old, but there's one. I was looking for blazes. Oh, okay. Over here. I don't think this is going to help much, but here, I'll show you on camera. I think this is a blaze. It's a damn old blaze if it is. I think this is the trail. I think I found it. Okay. Does appear to be going down here. Yeah, oh yeah, this is the trail. I found it again. Blazes, I tell ya. Okay, so I believe that's the old trail. If I cross this, I will definitely get my feet completely soaked. And I have no idea where that goes. It doesn't point to waterfalls. Waterfalls is probably that way someplace. So I just have no idea where this goes. And it's only gonna get worse. Yeah, I hopped across this, that was easy. But I mean, that trail is very faint, and like I said, I have no idea. Maybe it goes back to the highway. I mean, who cares? I don't want to do that. So, I'll research on the internet. I'll research on the internet, you know, secrets of Cirque Trail, that sort of thing. I'll let you know if I find anything. But I still want to go and do Keprin Trail. For all I know, that goes 10 more kilometers, right? I don't have a clue. Oftentimes, there's a good reason why trails are gone. Sometimes they just aren't popular, but more often than not, it's just because they just go through a bunch of forest, and no one wants to hike that. So they aren't popular, but there's an excellent reason why. It's because, yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah. So this might be some old fur trader's route or something. I highly doubt it, but I'll look into it and I'll flash it up on the screen if I find anything. Back on the main trail. I have to say, if you emulate me, if you do the things I'm doing, be very careful going down old trails like that. That's a great way to get lost. And then no one knows where to look for you, right? I don't know. I have my cell phone. I'm getting pretty good at route finding. And as soon as I figured I was starting to lose the trail, I started pinging, putting points of interest on my app. And I have lots of power left on this phone. And like I said, I've done that before. I've done that a bunch, so careful. Don't just go flinging down old trails. Always look back where you came from. Always make sure you know to recognize blazes. Bring a phone with you or some kind of GPS device. All that stuff. One lake down, one to go, and that was the harder lake. Looking like a good bench for a rest. So, chilling out. And then this thing about having my rain gear on is this bench is wet, and I just don't care. I'm gonna sit on it and chill.